Okay, can we start? Okay, let us start. I will share my slide. Okay, do you see my slide?
It's not there.
Okay. Last lecture, we started some specific circulation and their characterization. We have finished cerebral circulation, cutaneous circulation, and now we have placental and fetal circulation. This circulation related to the pregnant woman. We will know some general notes about the specification for this circulation to feed the fetus inside the uterus. Uterine circulation, here we can see that blood flow of uterus parallel the metabolic activity of myometrium. Myometrium, we can see here, is the inside lumen of the uterus. Here we can see myometrium, and the insider one is endometrium. So endometrium and myometrium are the cover of the uterus. Surely during pregnancy, this myometrium and endometrium, in addition to mesenteral cycle, will have specific needs and metabolic activities. During pregnancy, blood flow should be increased because there is an increase of demand, because fetus there is in need for extra oxygen, extra nutrition, so that blood flow must be increased. It increases until 20 times as the uterus size also will be increased to be enough to receive this extra weight of the fetus. Also, oxygen demand or need will be increased. Vasodilator metabolites are reduced in the uterus. These vasodilators will induce also the increase of blood flow, as we've seen in the previous lectures. We can see here endometrium and myometrium. Here we have various blood vessels. The first one, ovarian artery. Second one, this is the ovarian artery here, ovarian artery. The second one here, we can see here clearly. The second one is uterine also artery. We have also another artery, third one here, which covers the myometrium outside part. And number 4, which is inside part of the myometrium. Number 5 is here. We can see basal artery. Number 4, radial artery. Number 3, arterial artery. And the number 6, last one here, we can see spiral artery. We have this structure for the uterus and ovaries, fallopian tubes. Okay. Corticotrophin releasing hormone also regulates uterine blood flow. This hormone also have activity in the regulation of the uterine blood flow. So these blood are the arteries, the common arteries for uterine circulation. Placenta, we already all of us know that placenta is the connection actually between mother and the fetus, between the mother and the fetus. We can see here in this photo, here is the uterus and there is the fetus baby, and here is the placenta. Placenta connected to the uterus by umbilical umbilical cord, which is the connection between the placenta and uterus, fetus. Placenta for the fetus is considered as the lung of the fetus. Placenta is temporary organ that forms in the uterus during pregnancy. This placenta is just during pregnancy being formed to feed the fetus by oxygen and nutrition, and then once being delivered, the placenta will be removed also with delivery. It is attached to the uterine walls and provides nutrition and oxygen to the fetus through umbilical cord. Umbilical cord, here we can see this umbilical cord consists of short umbilical arteries as well as umbilical vein. Umbilical arteries as well as umbilical vein, where umbilical arteries will provide the oxygen and nutrition from the placenta to the fetus. Umbilical vein will remove the waste products from the fetus to the placenta and to mom. And carbon dioxide fetal waste discharge also will be exchanged with oxygen and nutrition. So here we have umbilical cord consists of two main blood vessels, umbilical arteries, and umbilical vein. Fetal circulation is quite complicated, but we can here summarize the general activities that have been done inside the fetal circulation. The blood in the umbilical vein, we can say here this is the placenta. Here we have the placenta, and this is the umbilical cord. Umbilical cord consists of umbilical vein and umbilical arteries also. Umbilical arteries, umbilical vein and umbilical arteries. Okay. So that the blood in the umbilical vein is 80% oxygenated. 80% oxygenated. The ductus venous diverts here's the ductus venous. We can see this is the ductus venous. Ductus venous, which is connected from the umbilical vein to the umbilical vein to ductus venous. Ductus venous delivers or diverts the blood into the inferior vena cava. Here, inferior vena cava. We know that inferior vena cava will drop the blood into the left atrium, and then blood will be moved to the portal blood. Portal blood is the blood supplied to the hepatic system, to the liver. The portal blood and systemic venous blood of the fetus will be 26% oxygenated. It means that once the oxygenated blood reaches to the fetus, it will be exchanged with carbon dioxide, and oxygen will be reduced into just 26%. Blood from the superior vena cava will be drawn to the right ventricle, and expelled into the pulmonary artery to go to the lung. The lung of the fetus have no activity of oxygenation of the blood as the normal after delivery. It is just blood circulation that will be prepared for the fetus after delivery to be ready. Once the reach to the lung, through ductus arteriosus, there we see ductus arteriosus, then will be delivered into the aorta. Then from superior vena cava to the right ventricle and to pulmonary system. Pulmonary system here is just normal process, but it has no activities actually at the moment of the fetus inside the uterus. Then it will be pushed to the aorta. It will push it to the aorta. Here we can see the aorta. From the aorta, the blood is pumped to the trunk and lower body of the fetus. Then we'll go to umbilical arteries, and will back to the placenta. Umbilical arteries will back to the placenta. Sorry, arteries here will return the blood to the placenta, while the vein will bring the blood from placenta to the fetus. Left ventricle also have action here, will deliver the blood to the fetus head. Fetus head will receive the blood from the left ventricle. So this is the general process, that umbilical vein will bring the oxygenated blood from the placenta to the fetus. It will go to the fetus, then it will back through the umbilical artery, deoxygenated blood to the placenta, then it will back to the mom. Okay? This is the common. This photo is not actually to memorize, it is just to have a look to ensure what has been written here. Okay? We have some notes about fetal respiration. Fetal respiration, actually fetus inside the uterus has the lungs there have no activity, but as we said just now, placenta will have the action of the lung, which will oxygenate the blood, will deliver the oxygenated blood to the fetus. The fetus, or the tissue of the fetus and newborn, have resistance to hypoxia. It means that even there is less oxygenation, but the fetus can accept this hypoxic condition. Why? Because some differentiation between fetus hemoglobin from the adult hemoglobin, where fetus hemoglobin is F, type F, which needs less oxygen actually. Type F needs less oxygen, so that even oxygen in the fetus is low, but it is considered as enough for the fetus, because the fetus hemoglobin itself needs less oxygen, whereas the adult hemoglobin has the type A hemoglobin. Type A hemoglobin needs more oxygen, so that the adult feel hypoxic condition more than fetus case. Okay. During the birth, at the birth, the circulation has to change from placenta to the lung, right? Because inside the uterus, the placenta will have the action of activities of the lung, and lung is considered as just to be prepared, to be ready after the delivery. So at the moment of delivery, the action and oxygenation of the blood should be changed from placenta to be effective by the lung. The lung will have the first activity to oxygenate the blood, so that the lung has to do the gas exchange from the first moment of delivery. Pulmonary vascular resistance, because lung inside once the fetus is still inside the uterus, there is a resistance in pulmonary vascularization. Then this vascularization during delivery will be reduced, the resistance to receive extra blood actually to make the lung functionalize. Decrease once when the lung are first filled with gas. The first time, once the lung being filled with gas at the first time after delivery, then the resistance of vascular pulmonary will be reduced. It means to allow the blood to come to the lung and get the first moment of exchange of gases and oxygen with carbon dioxide. During initial inflation of the lung, the first moment of filling of the lung by oxygen and air, oxygen and bradykinin are vasoconstrictors for umbilical arteries. During the first time of the lung being filled with gases, so that oxygen bradykinin will do action as vasoconstrictors of umbilical arteries. It means the umbilical cord, arteries, and veins will start to be constructed and closed to reduce the action of placenta and change the activity of oxygenation to be from the lung, so that the lung arteries will be dilated because resistance will be diluted, and the placental artery will be constructed to be closed to allow the blood to move to the lung to get oxygenation from the lung instead of placenta and ductus arterioles. So this is the general processing that will happen after delivery to change the oxygenation mechanism to be from the lung instead of placenta. Okay, is it clear?
Okay, doctor.
Okay, this is all about fetus circulation. So we have placenta and uterine structure and arterial system of uterine. Placenta, we know that placenta is considered as lung. It is just temporary organ formed during pregnancy. Then once delivery being done, it will be removed with the fetus. Fetal circulation, it is commonly heard that placenta will give oxygenated blood to the fetus via veins, and it will receive less oxygenated blood via arteries and respiratory system of the fetus during the first moment of delivery. There are some other specific circulation actually, but these are the most common. We have also portal circulation, which goes the circulation of the hepatic system, liver. We have also intestinal circulation for intestine. And these consider the difference between these circulation is just in the names of the arteries and veins, which will supply the blood there. Also, in the type of capillaries, we know that we have fenestrated and other types of capillaries. For each part of the body will have, each organ of the body will have specific type of capillaries to do the action as needed, depending on the metabolic activity of that organ. Okay. Okay, that is it. Sorry for taking your time because that day we couldn't finish our lecture. All the best, inshallah, for your test and your exam. If there is any need, you can contact me anytime, WhatsApp, or contact your friends to give you my number. All the best. Bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.